So we're going to start off by explaining what GoHighLevel is for all the new people that are in here that don't understand what GoHighLevel is. So GoHighLevel is an all-in-one small business software. So the whole idea is that in today's day and age, when you're marketing your business online, you're going to have a lot of separate softwares. You're going to need somewhere to build your websites, somewhere to build your marketing funnels, somewhere to manage your leads like a CRM, somewhere to book appointments, somewhere to build invoices, contracts. If you're posting on social media, you'll need an auto scheduler so you can schedule your posts throughout the month. The list is going to go on. So rather than building your business on a bunch of separate softwares and then trying to connect all of these softwares together, which by the way, most softwares don't like to talk to each other because they like to keep their customers to themselves, it becomes a very annoying project to try and connect two softwares together. Rather than doing that, you can just use GoHighLevel. It has everything you'd need all in one platform. And because it's all in one platform, it's not only easier to manage your business. I know for me, I love the ability to wake up, I log into one software, I can see my leads, I can edit my website, I can edit my landing pages, I can see my appointments for the week. Like I love the ability to have one software that can do everything, but it's also good because you can automate so many parts of your business. And automation is really that key that allows you to save time, increase productivity, and ultimately make more money. And so the reason why automation is so easy on HighLevel is because everything is on the platform, from your sites to your forms. So everything's native. You don't have to be some sort of tech expert to make automations work. So that's the main benefit from HighLevel. All day CJ, welcome in. Lindsay, welcome in. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, guys. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'm going to be scrolling through the chat as we do it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we explained what GoHighLevel is. Here we go. So GoHighLevel has two views essentially, and it's this is a foundational thing to understand. And I'm just going to try to simplify as much as I can. So you have your agency view, and then you have a sub account. Now the sub account is where you're actually doing business. This is where you're going to spend 95% of your time inside of HighLevel. You're going to be in a sub account. You're going to be conversating with leads, booking appointments, sending invoices, all that good stuff. The agency view, I can attribute it. I would call the agency view kind of like the settings of your iPhone. So that's kind of like the best way to think of it. So especially if you're a business owner like Marlene, you're a construction company, the only time you're ever going to be inside of a agency view is if you're checking billing. If you're like, why do we get charged for X, Y, and Z? That's where you go into the agency view. But for the most part, you will always be inside of sub account. So that, just wanted to kind of make that make sure we understand that settings. But they do give you different things that you can do on the agency view. Like if you want to look for let's see, if you want to look for maybe a GoHighLevel admin, so somebody to help you with a build out, you can go to the partners area. They have access to that so that you can, scroll through different certified admins. But again, do you understand how it's kind of clear as to that it's you won't spend a lot of time in here. You're kind of in here when you need to be in here, if that makes sense. Marco, welcome in. Feel free to ask any questions around GoHighLevel, guys. We're doing a live demo. So I'll go ahead and show you how to create a sub account. Chances are you guys already have one created, but for the new people that just got a HighLevel account, I want to show you how to create a sub account, which is again where we do 95% of our business. So we're going to come into sub accounts right over here. We're inside of our agency view. We're going to go all the way to the side, and we're going to press create sub account right here, this big blue button. Why does it look like that? There we go. So yeah, we're going to press this big blue button, create sub account. Now it's going to give the opportunity to add a snapshot. And again, if you guys don't know what a snapshot is, it's basically like a pre-built HighLevel account. So all these snapshots are HighLevel snapshots. So you can pick your specific niche if you wanted to, and it would come pre-built with landing pages, websites, automations, AI, everything's pre-built in the account. So that way you don't have to go in and build it. Now I do have my own snapshots that I made. You can purchase them in my bio, or if you sign up for HighLevel or upgrade with my link, you'll get my entire snapshot library for free. Now, what I would say that what's the difference between my snapshots and HighLevel snapshots? I do feel like HighLevel's snapshots are much more generic, if that makes sense. They kind of just throw automations and throw things together. Whereas my snapshots, I really made sure it all told a story all the way from new lead, how a new lead comes in, and everything works together to move the lead all the way to, them leaving a happy review. So everything works in tandem with each other. But you can, if you want to start it out, if you don't, if you're already on a HighLevel account and you want to check out the snapshots, you do have that opportunity here. So we'll just go ahead and press create blank snapshot because we just want to get a blank understanding of, we don't want a bunch of things built out in the account. We'll just do blank. So from here, if you have a Google business profile, you can click into here and you can gather all the information. So your name, your email, rather than having to do it manually. So if I looked up my roofing company, let's say, you can click here and it would come in and it would have like your address and stuff. It's pulling from the Google Business Profile. But for this case, we're just going to go ahead and pretend like we don't have one, and we're just going to add the information that we need manually. So here's where you add all your business information. So you'd say the person that's on the account, who's their name. I'll just say Amir O. I'm just going to fill in all this information with test information. You can pick your business name, you pick your niche. We'll just say it's construction. We'll pick a phone number, put an address, put your city and state. You'd want to actually get all this accurate if you're actually doing it or you're doing it for a client, but in this case, we're not. So we're just putting in some dummy info. We'll do country, we'll say United States, zip code, put your website, of course. And then time zone is actually a really important one because that's going to be affecting all your automations and stuff. So you want to make sure that you put the correct time zone that you're based in. So we'll go ahead and say EST. Now you can include sub-account data in the sub-account. So basically this is more for like marketing agencies that want to like demo GoHighLevel. You can do that. But if you're actually doing this for yourself or you're actually using this for a client, like you wouldn't want to turn this on. You'd want to keep this off. And then you can choose whether this is your client's account or this is your own account. So in Marlene's case, she would put this is my own account, but in our case, we're just going to go ahead and say this is a client's account, and we'll just press add sub-account. If you guys can see that at the end. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see. There we go. Add sub-account all the way at the bottom. And that's it. And now it's going to do its magic to create the sub-account, which is where we will spend 95% of our time inside of a high-level account. Proof apparel, welcome in. Inactive, welcome in. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and enter into the sub-account. It kind of takes us to this weird page. You really don't have to worry about it. Again, we're trying to go into our sub-account, so we'll just go to the side and we'll press switch to sub-account. Carl, welcome in. Landon, welcome in. Inactive said GHL got to fix their SMS. What's wrong with their SMS? Proof apparel, welcome in. Feel free to ask any questions around GoHighLevel, guys, as we're doing this live demo. Give me some likes in the chat if you're enjoying this live stream, if you're getting any sort of value. Let me know that I'm doing a good job. But yeah, feel free to put any questions, guys. All right. So when we enter our GoHighLevel sub account, this again is where we're spending almost all of our time. So the first place that it takes you is into the dashboard. Now the dashboard is where send blue way better overall. If you want to send blue messages, then yeah, sure. You can't send blue messages on HighLevel's native thing, but I got you. Okay, so the dashboard is basically where all your KPIs come. So all your high-level metrics that you want to track as a business owner, that's where the dashboard is. So you get the opportunity to edit the dashboard as much as you want. Mine has the same layout currently, so I guess they have me as a sub account now. Yes. Oh, are you under an agency, or are you? Do you have your own high-level account? You're probably under an agency, is what I'm guessing now. But yeah, this dashboard is where I don't know. Let me know, Marlene. But this dashboard is where you get where you can see all your metrics. Yes, they were helping me with marketing. Okay, so okay. I got you. Okay, so yeah, this dashboard is where you get the metrics. So they have a couple like native things that HighLevel gives you. Opportunity status. So this is all connected to like your sales pipeline. So what's your opportunity status? Who's won? Who's lost? How many do you have open? What's the opportunity value? How much money do you have in your pipeline? So it's kind of like all the sales stuff that you'd want to know as a business owner. But you can always edit the dashboard to get the specific things that you want out of your high-level account. Like what are the specific KPIs that you care about? So for me, I can always press edit dashboard and I can see, let's say I'm doing a lot of appointments and I want to know how many no-shows I had, how many confirmed appointments I had, how many canceled appointments I had. Like I can have all that inside of the dashboard. And all these things here are widgets, right? Everything here is deletable. Nothing here is like mandatory. So I can delete the conversion rate. And if I want to add, let's say I want to know how many showed appointments I had, I can just simply go to the side and I can simply just drag this bad boy in or just click it, I guess, press save, and then it shows up. So very easy to edit your dashboard. I know for me, I want to know especially if you're doing payments instead of HighLevel, like you're sending invoices and stuff, I want to know how much money I made per, this month or year. So I can go scroll down, I can press payments. I can see our total revenue. I can see, is it, increasing? Is it decreasing? So all those things are really important. Or that are really important to your business, you'd want to capture. I know for me, I have Social Planner. I want to know how many posts I got out this month. What are my metrics? What are the impressions? Like you can track all that. You don't have to necessarily go into TikTok to see your impressions or go into Instagram. All of it can be done inside of HighLevel. So whatever the metrics that are important to your business is what you'd want to add over here into your dashboard. Welcome in, guys. For any new people that are coming in, we're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, which is the best all-in-one small business software. If you guys have any questions as I'm doing the demo, feel free to put it in the chat, but we're gonna go ahead and go on. So now we finished the dashboard. Give me some ones in the chat or at least some likes or something, just to note that we understand what the dashboard is for. How do we import a snapshot? Good question. Label, I have a video on that, so give me a DM and I'll send it to you. Scale with Mondo, welcome in. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next section, which is the conversations tab. Now, I said that the sub account is where we're spending 95% of our time in HighLevel. Well, the conversations is where we're spending even more time. Like, out of your whole entire HighLevel sub account, conversations is where you will spend a majority of time. So conversations is where you can consolidate all of your leads, whether you're getting conversations from Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, DMs, texting, emailing, like however you're conversating with your leads, it's all going to show up inside of this conversation area. There's nothing in here, so it doesn't really show, but if you had conversations in here, they would all show up here. Now, why do I say that you're going to spend a lot of time inside the conversation tab? Well, do you see how on the side, you can scroll to different parts of HighLevel? Like if I wanted to create an appointment, I can go to the calendars area, or if I wanted to create an invoice, I can go to the payments area. They've done such a good job of consolidating all of that right here in the conversations area. So if I ever am conversating with a lead and they're like, yeah, send me over that invoice, that payment sounds amazing, that price sounds good, all I do is come to the side right over here, and they have this, I don't even know what it's called, but like this little bar right here where you can take a lot of the actions that you would need to take inside of HighLevel directly from here. So if I wanted to update an opportunity, right? Let's say I want to move somebody in my sales pipeline, or I want to create an opportunity. All I would do is come over here to opportunities and create that. I can add tasks. So if I need to follow up with someone tomorrow, like they say, oh, follow up with me tomorrow. You can't really automate something like that. You have to create a task to be like, follow up tomorrow, right? Or if you wanted to add notes, that's really important for like salespeople if they want to add notes. If you want to book appointments, right? So I always book my appointments directly from the conversations tab. If someone's asking like, hey, I want to book this appointment for tomorrow, I just come right over here, I click appointments, and I book the appointment. Same thing with invoices. So if I'm sending an invoice or setting a contract, it can all be directly done from HighLevel. You don't have to go all the way over here and do it, which is nice. Okay, that is pretty much the conversations tab. Again, we spend a lot of our time over here. Give me some ones in the chat to let me know if you understand that we spend 95% of our day inside of conversations. We can take a majority of actions that we need with our contacts directly from here. Welcome in all new people. We're talking about GoHighLevel, which is an all-in-one small business software. Did you find out the form submission via AI Studio? Actually, give me a DM. It's a little bit of a niche thing that I would have to like test. All I know so far with AI Studio is that if you have an AI Studio form and you submit it, it will oh, thank you for the, let's go, cowboy hat, let's go. But all I know is that, thank you, Marlene. All I know is that if you submit the form, you can start automations, but I'm not sure much more than that. I'm not sure if like if the documents are going to show, like, I'd have to test that 100% to ensure. So send me a DM, and when I have some time, I will do it. I'll test it out for you and I'll give you the going Paul, welcome in. Omega, welcome in. All right. So we understand the conversations area. So now we're going to go through the other parts of HighLevel. I'm going to kind of quickly breeze through these top parts. Again, these are like not the most important things, so don't like stress out about it. Manual actions, if you're doing cold calls, if you want a dialer, that's what the manual actions are for. That's pretty much it. Snippets are really good if you find yourself repeating information constantly while typing it to people. Like if someone's always asking me, hey Amir, what are your hours of operation? And I always say, my hours of operations are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Rather than having to constantly type that, I can literally create a snippet that will have that information already done. So it's like a prepackaged text that you can just, click and then send. So you don't have to constantly like repeat yourself. So if you find yourself repeating yourself a lot, snippets are a really good place to go. Trigger links, I don't want to get too much into trigger links. They're really not that important. You'll know when you need them. That's what I'll say. You'll know when you need them. So don't stress out about trigger links. And then they have analytics, but that's not important. Oh, analytics I think is okay. So analytics is for SLA. So basically SLA is like more for people that are like sales reps. So they want to time how fast their sales reps are communicating with their leads. But I feel like with conversational AI, voice AI, like, do you even need SLA? I don't know. but you can use SLA. If you'll know what that is. If you know what that is, you'll know what that is. But if you don't have to worry about it. Welcome in all new people. We're talking about GoHighLevel, which is the best all-in-one small business software. We're currently doing a live demo of it. So if you have any questions as I'm doing the demo, feel free to put them in the chat. Be more than happy to answer. What's the difference between N8N and GoHighLevel? So GoHighLevel is an all-in-one small business software. As you can see, you have the ability to conversate with your leads, create appointments, send invoices. It's an all-in-one small business software. So when you're creating automations, you're really creating automations within the platform, which is nice. You can of course use something like Zapier or use something like N8N if you need to connect HighLevel to outside tools, like outside. Maybe you're using, I don't know, a specialized CRM and you want to transfer that data. You can use that, but for the most part, if you're using HighLevel for everything, you don't need Zapier, you don't need N8N, you don't need anything crazy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and carry on with the live demo. So we're gonna go into calendars. Calendars is where you book all of your appointments. Ooh, they added new things to the calendars. Interesting. This looks new. So HighLevel is trying to do something where they're essentially trying to help you create things inside of HighLevel without having to do it manually. They're trying to input AI. So it's like, if you want to create your calendar, use AI. If you want to create your website, use AI, which in some circumstances, it makes sense. In this circumstance, I guess they're just using like an AI helper to build out the calendar. It takes 2 seconds to build out the calendar. I don't know why you need an AI, but if you want to use it, you can of course use it. I'm much more tech, just give different, please. But N8N can do more GoHighLevel or just the same. They have different use cases. They're not really in parallel, in my opinion. They're different tools and different use cases. Did you use N8N? No, personally, I just use HighLevel and I automate with it. If I need to connect HighLevel to something else, I'll just use Zapier. I don't really go into any like higher tech stuff. So I keep it pretty simple, pretty lean in my stack. But yeah, that was a good question. So here's how you can create a calendar. So one of the first things that you do when you first create a HighLevel account is that you want to create a calendar. So you're going to come into calendars, you'll come into calendar settings, and then you have the opportunity based on your type of business, you can create the type of calendar that makes sense for you. So as you can see, you can press create calendar and they show you that you have a couple different options for calendars. So if you plan on doing meetings, let's say you're a solopreneur like me, or you're just maybe a roofer and you're just like one person, you'd want to use personal booking. So that's just like one-on-one meetings, right? So there's only 2 people probably in that meeting. If you have a bunch of sales reps and you want to distribute the meetings, maybe you're doing estimates or doing things like that, and you want to distribute it between your sales reps, that's when you want to use round robin. So you can distribute based on availability, which is nice. And I think it's also, you can distribute it on another way. I can't remember the exact way, but availability is pretty much like the main way that you can do with round robin. You also have the opportunity to do these calendars. I never really use. It's mainly just personal booking and round robin, but you have the ability to do class bookings. If you look into them, I don't know if you guys can see, but you can read these, like it's a little bit gray, but you can read what their meetings are made for. So this class booking is made for webinars, group trainings. This collective booking is made for panel interviews. Event calendar is made for events, and service booking. Service bookings are good. It's a good calendar, but it's more made for people that like have specific services with a specific price. So think like a med spa, right? Med spa, it's like, okay, if you want an injection, it's going to be $100, or maybe you're an auto detailer. If you want a detailing for XYZ, it's going to be this amount of money. So it's more for like people that know their pricing versus like, let's say, I think Marlene's in construction, or let's say you're a roofer or a plumber, where you have to do an estimate first before you can give out a price. That's when you want to use either the personal booking or the round robin calendars, so that you can, go there. And of course you can, somebody's writing crazy things. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, it's mainly personal booking and round robin. So I won't go through having to create the full calendar, just because I don't want to bore you guys. But yes, that is the ability to create calendars. You can also do rent. They also have new rental calendars, by the way. So if you're a rental business, use that. If you are planning on taking any sort of meetings on Zoom or Google Meet, you do have the opportunity to connect your Google Meets or Zoom account, so that you can, every time somebody submits a meeting on your HighLevel calendar, it will automatically create that Zoom link or that Google Meet link. So you don't have to like do it manually, which I find to be a very helpful feature that saves time. And also when you send out like those confirmation emails that come from creating a calendar, it'll automatically have that meeting link. Any questions so far on creating calendars inside of GoHighLevel? If you guys want me to go through the full process of creating the calendar, let me know. If not, I'm just trying to keep this demo kind of lean. So give me some engagement in the chat. Let me know if you feel like you understand so far the calendar feature inside of high level. Let me know, guys. If we don't see any questions, I will just keep moving. All good, keep moving. Okay, amazing. So we know what calendars are for, booking meetings. Awesome. So now we have contacts area inside of high level. So this is if you want to check out all the contacts that you have, you can do that here, which is nice. You can also create what they call smart lists. And basically what that is that let's say you have your entire contact list, right? You can filter based on specific things you want to filter by. Maybe you want to filter based on a specific area code or how they, a specific tag or how they entered your CRM, like different ways that you can filter it. You can keep them as save filters, which means that anytime you want to go and let's say I want to send an email to all of my subscribers in Orlando or in Florida, right? I can filter for the area code of the phone number, and then everybody that's in Orlando, it'll give me a specific list, and I can send an SMS or a bulk email directly to all those people. So that's what smart lists are for. It's very nice for, again, filtering by a specific group. Can the calendar replace Calendly? 100,000%. Yes. It kind of makes me want to create a calendar for you guys so you can see what I'm seeing. Or let me know, Jay, if you want to see the calendar feature, if you want me to create it. Because I kind of breezed through that. But you're welcome, Jay. But yeah, I can show you what it looks like. You're going to see it's going to be very similar to Calendly. Yes, please. Okay, we're going to go back for Jay because he wanted to see what the calendar looks like inside of GoHighLevel. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a calendar. But before we create a calendar, this is one of the more onboarding things that you have to do. You always have to add yourself as a user to the sub account. Again, this is like one of the first 10 things that you should do when you first get a high level account. Because we just created the sub account, we didn't do it. So I'm gonna have to do that. But I'm gonna do that right now. Can we try it for free just to test the water? AJ, 100%. So GoHighLevel has a 14-day free trial to just try out the high level account. You don't have to pay for subscription until the 14 days are up. So you can absolutely try it. And if you click the link in my bio, guys, to sign up for high level for that 14-day trial, you'll get all my amazing bonuses, like a 1-hour onboarding call with me. Because when you first get on a high level account, you can't send texts, you can't do phone calls, you can't do emails. Some people struggle with that initial onboarding period, and it kind of takes away from that, them really being able to experience the full trial. So I get that done within the first hour. You also get access to my private Discord community where you can ask me any questions around GoHighLevel, and you get access to my snapshot library. A snapshot is basically a high level account with a bunch of pre-built assets. So it comes pre-built with websites, landing pages, all the core automations you need, conversation AI, voice AI, like everything. So you can really test it. You'd get a much more benefit from getting on GoHighLevel, using my link, getting my bonuses, letting me introduce you to the platform. And of course, if you want to cancel, you absolutely have that option. But yeah, I'd want you to have the best first experience of the platform rather than trying it yourself and then, being like, oh my God, Amir, I couldn't even do anything on high level. The whole 14 days are up, I do, by the way, guys, I do make a commission if you guys end up staying for GoHighLevel. But again, if you sign up for the trial, it's at no extra cost for you and you get my bonuses. All right, guys, let's get to the next question or the next part of creating a calendar inside of high level so Jay can see what it looks like. So we're just going to go into our agency view. We're going to go into our settings. We're going to go into team. Again, guys, this is like a one-time thing. Don't think you're going to have to always do this. It's just when you first get a high level account, you have to add yourself to the sub account so you can be added as a user. And when you want to add your team as well, this is kind of the same process that you do. So if you have VAs or team members or things like that you want them using high level, this is exactly what you would do. Roles and permissions. Go into the side and just add yourself. So does anyone remember what the sub account was called? I think it was called test. I have a bunch of test sub accounts. Okay, that's it. I think that's it. So now I'm going to go back into the sub account. If you guys ever want to click through the agency view back to the sub account, all you do is just click right over here, click here to switch, and you just click and you switch to the most recent one, and that's it. That's simple. So now we're going to go ahead and create a calendar, guys. Hey Amir, is there another sale on GoHighLevel memberships currently? Not at the moment. They do these really amazing sales for GoHighLevel in the summer and then towards the end of the year. So you can get 50% off for 3 months, but it's only in the summer and only at the end of the year, like December time, when they're doing all their Christmas deals and all that stuff. So, but not at the moment. You can get a 14-day free trial if you click the link in my bio, but you can't get that specific deal because it's not available at the moment, but good question. Welcome in all new people. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. If you guys have any questions as I'm doing the live demo, feel free to put it in. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and create the calendar. So J Peak Performance, are you a solopreneur or do you have a bunch of team members, a bunch of sales reps? Let me know, and I'll kind of create the calendar based on your specific kind of situation. Solo, perfect, like me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and create a calendar. So we press create calendar. And then from here, we'll press personal booking. But again, you have different options based on your specific needs. We'll go ahead and press personal booking. Then from here, we can name the calendar. So let's say it's a discovery call that you're doing. And then this is pretty much all you do. And you just press advanced settings. So we're going to go to advanced settings so we can edit it a little bit more. Is it true you can build a whole pipeline and go high level? Totally, AJ. We'll get to that in a second. But yes, you can build a sales pipeline in high level. It's one of the main benefits. So it's absolutely a CRM in that sense. Okay, so these are all the settings that you can edit your calendar with, but the only way you're going to understand what these settings are doing is if I show you what it looks like from the customer point of view. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the side and I'm going to press save calendar, and I'm just going to grab the customer facing link so you can see what these changes are going to do. Welcome in all new people. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, so I'm just going to press share. I'm going to copy this link. That is my scheduling link. So this is the link that you would send to people and say, hey, book a time on my calendar. You go to the side, you'll press enter. And as you can see, this looks pretty similar to Calendly, right guys? So this is what it looks like if you're sending the calendar link to your customers. If you're like, hey, book a time that best fits you, this is what you would do. So when you're doing these edits right over here, when you're creating a logo, you can add a logo and it will show up right over here in the customer facing view. If you don't plan on giving the clients access to book an appointment like in this user interface, if you plan to be the one that's like calling them and being like, hey, yeah, I'll book the time for you. Then you're not planning on giving it out to your customers, you can kind of ignore. You don't have to really care about the name or the description. But if it is for the customer and they're not like, if they're a new customer, if it's a discovery call, like I'm going to want to put the description. I'm going to want to put what they get out of the call. What's the value from it? That's more of a strategy thing, but you guys get the idea. So for the calendar logo, you can put your face or you can put your actual logo of your business. Both work. And then you can add your staff and the staff members that are going to be on the calendar. Again, if it's personal, solo, that's all you have to do. You can also pick the meeting location, which is very nice. So if you're planning on doing the meeting on phone call, you can click here, which is nice. And it'll show the location, which is going to be your high level phone number. This is nice. I see a lot of people, a lot of home service business owners that don't want to go giving quotes, like don't want to go there in person to do it. Sometimes they'll be like, hey, we're just going to do a quick 15-minute phone consultation. And rather than just, texting saying, hey, let's do a phone call at 5 p.m., you actually book the appointment. And it'll give them those confirmation reminders, and I'll show you how the confirmation reminders work. But that way they'll actually prepare for the phone call. And it's not like, you're playing a game of telephone where nobody answers. You also have the ability to do Google Meets. So again, anytime somebody submits a meeting, they will automatically get a notification with the Google Meet link or the Zoom link or the Microsoft Teams link. So whatever you're using. And yeah, so that's the nice thing about meeting location. So wherever your meeting location is, that's what you want to pick. And we're going to continue on with the stream. Welcome in all new people. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. If you guys have any questions about the live demo that we're doing, feel free to put them in the chat. And if you're enjoying this live demo, if you're getting any sort of value, you're like, oh, that's kind of starting to make sense, give me some likes. Make sure it'll help get more people in the chat, so that way more questions come in and helps me know that I'm doing a good job. How would you compare GoHighLevel to ActiveCampaign? That's exactly like Calendly. Awesome. So you can do email marketing directly inside of HighLevel. I believe that's what ActiveCampaign is for. But yeah, HighLevel is meant to be like your all-in-one small business software. So you can cancel a lot of your other subscriptions and get away with just using HighLevel essentially. Has a calendar feature, has a CRM, website feature, landing pages, like pretty much everything that you would need. And especially if you're doing it for yourself, it's only $97 a month. So the lowest plan is $97 a month. And what's nice about HighLevel is that they don't charge you per user. You can have as many team members as you want. They don't charge you per contacts. You can send as many emails, as many text messages as you want. You're not going to get charged for having as many, a lot of contacts. So it's generous in that sense. They're $97, in my opinion. The lowest plan is very generous. Availability is the availability of your calendar. So the way that availability works in HighLevel is that, let's say you have a lot of calendars and you're attached to all those calendars. rather than having to edit the availability of each calendar, right? Maybe I'm doing Monday through Friday, and let's say I do Monday through Friday, that's like my availability at all, like ever. Rather than having to edit each calendar for that, all I do is I edit the user. So all I have to do is edit myself, and it will reflect on every single calendar. So if I say my availability is Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, it'll reflect that in every single calendar that I'm attached to. But if, let's say, I'm like, I want this specific calendar to only be available at night because I'm only doing, I don't know, a certain maybe coaching calls, during the afternoon or night. So that's where you can edit for this specific calendar. And that way you can customize your schedule for this specific calendar, and it won't reflect in all your other calendars. So it's a quicker way of getting stuff done. I like the way that they have it as you only have to edit the user and it reflects on all your calendars. I like it. And I also like the ability that they give you the opportunity to edit the specific calendar if you wanted to. So a lot of options inside of the calendar feature in HighLevel. You can then pick your, they changed the UX for this. Very nice. But this is one of the things where like you basically hover over this eye and you check like what it means. So if I want to know the meeting duration, like what it means, it's going to be how long the meeting is. Meeting interval, you can hover over this and you can see what that specific setting does. Minimum scheduling notice is like how in advance do you want people to book? I know for me, I need at least a day. Give me at least a day, 24 hours before you book something on my appointment or before you book something on my calendar. That's a personal thing. But again, based on your specific, use case, you can put what you want out of the, what you want out of your calendar. They also have like a look busy feature. So if you want to look busy as a consultant and you're like, okay, you can make a lot of availability, but then just look busy and you can pick the specific percentage. So I want to look 25 more busy than I currently am. And it'll start to cover certain, randomly cover certain slots so they can't book. It's kind of a, what's the word? Little tacky, but you can do it if you want. I don't know if tacky is the word, maybe like gimmicky. I think that's the word. Anyway, welcome in, guys. Feel free to ask any questions around GoHighLevel. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel. We're just getting through the calendar features really quickly. So now we're going to go through advanced settings. Forms and confirmation. If you want to add a form before somebody can book an appointment or after, well, let me say that again. If you want the ability for somebody to submit a form before they can book the appointment, this is where you do that. You'd want to do that because you want to maybe gather certain pieces of information before they book the appointment, maybe to make the conversation, more fruitful. Maybe you want to know what's your biggest struggle right now? Where are you trying to get to in the next 90 days? Or if you're a roofer, what's the specific service you're interested in? Those kind of things. But that's what you'd want to do in the forms area. Payments, if you want to take a deposit, let's say you are a roofer and you take a $200 or I don't know, like a $50 deposit just to show up at the place and give an estimate. You can do that here. Notifications and policies. This is probably the most important part in settings inside of HighLevel. HighLevel gives you a really easy way to set out confirmation emails and texts when people book an appointment. So that way they're automatically getting a, hey, thank you so much for booking the appointment with Amir. Our appointment is at 5:00 p.m. on Tuesday. Here's the appointment link. Like those kind of things. You used to have to create like custom automations for that, but now it's super intuitive. So you can have confirmation emails directly put inside of right here. You can edit them right here. You can have cancellation. So if people cancel the meetings, messages will always go out. Love this feature. Reschedule is probably my favorite because the amount of people that say, hey, can we reschedule the meeting for a couple, an hour? I can just put it and I don't have to now create an email or send a text or anything being like, hey, your meeting's rescheduled. I just moved the meeting and that's it. Reminders, super important. If you're doing reminders for meetings, because if you deal with a lot of no-shows, having the reminder go out so that you can have, reminder text, reminder emails, all that stuff. I have that personally. And then follow up. So I don't really use this one, but after the meeting's completed, I guess if you want to maybe give out a Google review link, you could, but I don't really use this one if I'm being honest. But yeah, depending on your use case. Oh, so can you also, can also go HighLevel for payroll? No. You can't use GoHighLevel for payroll. You can connect QuickBooks or whatever payroll situation you're using, connect it to HighLevel so that your books are accurate. But, ooh, thank you for the heart me. Let's go. RGSTRD. Isn't that Elliot, if I'm wrong? Or no? I don't remember. Is that your other account? But I appreciate you for the heart and the cat. Yes, haha, let's go. That's funny. How do you get charged for SMS reminding worldwide? Great question. So the way that HighLevel works is that on the $97 plan, which I'm speaking specifically to Jay right now, It applies to the other plans, but let's say you're on the $97 plan. For $97, you get access to the whole entire HighLevel account. Like they don't really gate much, right? They're not gating per user. They're not gating certain features. Like everything is available for you to grow your business. But you do get charged for texting, calling, emailing. And those things are based on like per use basically. So for the amount of text that you send, you get charged based on that. It's not like a set price or anything like that. I can send you the documents on how much you actually get charged because sometimes it changes, so I don't have them like memorized, but it's like less than a cent. It's like 0.0087, I believe. It's like 0.0087, I believe that's the number. But yeah, it takes a while to accrue to $1 or accrue to like, you know, $10 or anything like that. So if you're using it normally, like you're not going to see yourself getting like a massive hit. But it depends on your usage. It depends on your volume. So that's really how it depends on. Welcome in all new people. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. JP Performance, send me a DM. I'll be able to remember if you send me a DM, and I'll send you the documents. How do you make meta leads trigger GoHighLevel workflows? I got you. We'll get to that when we get to the integrations area. Simo Sem, welcome in. JP said yes. All right, perfect. So that's pretty much the gist of calendars. We're going to go through like the last things, but they're not really that important. So they're just kind of like settings you could edit if you want to. Widget appearance, if you want to have the brand colors of your business directly on your HighLevel calendar, you can do that. Remember guys, this is only for front facing. So if I was front facing, that's when this would apply. But I just went ahead and changed the color to orange. And if I go back to my calendar, guess what's going to happen guys when I press refresh? It's orange guys. Is that not the most craziest thing ever guys? But yeah, that's pretty much it for calendars. And we're going to go ahead and skip this one because this is like something that they made like relatively recently. This is more, I guess, if you are a coach or creator, but we're not gonna get into this. It's super recent. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of calendars. Remember guys, whenever I say like, please ignore this, I'm saying it because it's either new or it's not like the reason why you'd get on GoHighLevel, because GoHighLevel, as you can see, has a lot of things. So it's more valuable for me to tell you guys like what to pay attention to and what to kind of ignore essentially. So yeah, let's carry on. We went through contacts. We went through smart lists already. So we're not going to go hovering over that again. We're going to go to opportunities. Somebody asked about creating a sales pipeline. This is where you create the sales pipeline inside of HighLevel. So you go into pipelines. You go into the pipelines on top. You press create pipeline. And this, you can create a pipeline based on your specific business. So let's say this is my sales pipeline. I'll have new lead, I'll have contacted. Maybe you can add pipeline stages that are important to you. So maybe appointment booked is a pretty popular appointment stage. You want to see all the people that have their appointments booked. Just an example. I don't think I spelled appointment right. Appointment, I think that's right. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist on how to create a sales pipeline. Remember, everything that's happening inside of your sales pipeline is being reflected in your dashboard. So it's kind of important to have your sales pipeline cleaned up, like make sure all your opportunities are accurate, or else you'll run into the issue where your dashboard isn't, accurate on the analytics. But in order to create an opportunity, all you do is come to the side. We're doing it manually, but typically all this stuff is done like automated. Like every time somebody submits a form on your website, it should create an opportunity. And that's what you do in automations, but I'm just showing how to do it like manually. So first thing you do is you create a test account or you attach it to a contact. You can add the value of the deal. So really quick understanding of the difference between a contact and an opportunity. A contact is a person, right? I may meet, I don't know who's in the chat. Why can't I see who's in the chat? That's weird. Okay, but I'll just kind of, let's say I meet Jay, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that me and Jay are going to do business. He's just a contact. He's a possible person where I could sell a website to in the future, right? Hypothetically, if I was doing that. But until Jay says like, hey, like I'd be interested in a website, or he submits a form on my website that says, get a free quote for a website, that's when he would become an opportunity, because now there's an opportunity to exchange money. So that's kind of like basic sales like mindset, but you really want to only create opportunities for people that like, for things in which that there's actual opportunity for money to be exchanged. If it's just a contact, like I just meet somebody, I'm not going to create an opportunity. It wouldn't make sense. They haven't given me any sort of understanding that they would be interested in my services at all. So that's how you create an opportunity. So we're just going to go ahead and press create at the bottom. We're going to go to the side. Did this create? I think it did. Okay, right here. So now this is what the opportunity card looks like. So if, let's say, he submitted a form on my website, he automatically showed up a new lead. When he responds, I can move them directly to contacted, like he's a hot lead, he actually responded. Once we book an appointment, I can move it to appointment booked. But very rarely are you going to do this manually. The way I have it, the way you're supposed to use HighLevel and the way I even have it set up on my snapshots is everything is happening automated, right? The opportunity is moving through the sales pipeline as an automated situation. Your sales are on autopilot, which is what you should want. So every time somebody submits a contact form on my website, they'll automatically show up a new lead, right? You create an automation for that. When they respond, they should automatically get moved to contacted. I'm not touching it. Once they book an appointment, it should automatically get moved to appointment booked. Once I send out a proposal, same concept. You guys get the idea? So the way it should work is that things should be triggered when certain things happen. They should be automatically getting moved between the sales pipeline. It should very rarely be happening manually. You don't want to rely on manual. We're at a point in the world and AI and automation where everything should be happening relatively on autopilot. But of course, you don't have to get there on day one. I'm just kind of giving you guys where it should be in the future. But of course, if you do want to get there on day one and you are a home service business owner or you're working with home service business owners, you can get my snapshots, link in bio, and they basically show exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. The automations make everything move forward and how everything connects. But I won't belabor that point. So we also have the ability, this is again a new thing that they added. So if you're high into sales, they added a forecast feature to predict the type of revenue that you're going to make. I haven't really fully experienced this, but this is what the idea is. I think HubSpot has something similar. SaaS plan worth it. Depends on your goals. Oh, it's Mirza. It really depends on your goals. What are you trying to do with HighLevel? I can kind of give my best consulting through the chats. Welcome in all new people. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. If you guys are curious about what it is or how it can help your business, or you're just having questions while I'm doing the demo, feel free to put in the chat. And if you're liking the demo and you're getting any sort of value off the demo, please give me some likes in the chat, guys. It helps me know you're getting some sort of value. So let's keep going. So again, this is all relatively new, but there's a forecast feature inside of HighLevel. That's all I'm going to say. Pipelines, again, this is how you create pipelines. And now we're getting into the fun part, right? Getting paid. This is my favorite part of HighLevel is the payment area. So when you first get your HighLevel account, you want to attach it to whatever payment provider you're using. Typically, it should be Stripe, but you can also use Square. You can also use a whole bunch of different payment providers that you use, and you can create invoices based off that. So you have the opportunity to create invoices, create estimates. So again, if you're like in construction and you're giving an estimate to a customer, you can do that. And what's really nice about the estimate feature inside of HighLevel is that the second that they accept the estimate, as you guys can see, it can automatically send the invoice. Like it'll literally show the estimate. Once they press accept, if you wanted to, the next page will be an invoice so that they can pay it right there. So that's a little nice thing to do. You also have documents and contracts. I used to have to use, I forgot what it was called, like the Adobe. I used to have to use Adobe to do my contracts, and I hated it, bro, because it was like I was on the free version and it was really annoying. Now I use all my contracts directly inside of HighLevel. I can have it signed I can have it make myself sign and then make the other person sign. So you have like waiting for others, completed. You can even add again payment after they complete the contract. That's an option. I love the documents contract feature. It really is amazing. Orders is for e-commerce. So if you're in e-commerce, that's what you want to use orders for. Subscription, if you're doing any sort of, again, subscription, this would be something that you want. Payment links are like the short version of an invoice. So you're not necessarily attaching it to a person. Like an invoice is where you attach it to a person. Like I'm sending an invoice to Marlene for my services. Whereas a payment link could be like on my website, right? It could be a specific, well, I think you actually have to add a person to a payment link. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, I was right. You don't need to add a person to a payment link. So I don't really know the difference between payment links or invoices. It's just kind of like payment links are faster and they're not necessarily attached to a person. You can just have like a certain service on there, if that makes sense. Welcome in all new people. Feel free to ask any questions around GoHighLevel as we're doing our live demo. But yeah, payment links are an option. You don't have to use them. I typically only use invoices. I used to use payment links a lot when I didn't understand invoices. Then when I understood invoices, now I strictly use invoices. I haven't had a use case for payment links, but again, it's dependent on the person. Transactions, if you want to see all your transactions that you've had, that's where you go. Products, before you create an invoice, can you do a paid online course as well? You're not liking the live demo, guys? Oh, you know what I should have said? Guys, if you want this live demo of GoHighLevel, this live stream, DM me, just DM me that you were here, and I'll send over the video, this whole entire recording. If you came in here kind of late, I'll send it over. But I don't have a paid course on high level. High level changes a little bit too frequently for me to really invest in that, but in the future I may. We'll see. But for now, I do these live streams because I can kind of talk live about the updates, but maybe in the future I will. Coupons, if you're doing any sort of coupons, I do them sometimes, like, hey, get 15% off on all snapshots, link, and you can create like a coupon code so that people can, use that code and get a discount, which is nice. Gift cards is a more recent feature, but you can create gift cards now in high level. And that's pretty much the gist of payments. We're going to go ahead and, if I create a course and sell it, we haven't gone there yet. We'll get there soon. AI agents, probably the most important features that high level has ever released are going to be AI agents. Now, what is an AI agent? Well, there are two types, right? If you guys can see on the side, there is the voice AI and the conversation AI. And I'm going to explain the difference. Don't worry, it's not going to be confusing. So the voice AI, well, let's first explain what an AI agent is. An AI agent has the ability to answer your customers, qualified leads, book appointments, transfer to other people. It can take a whole bunch of actions, right? And this helps us because if we're doing, let's say we're doing advertising or we're getting a lot of DMs on Instagram or we're getting a lot of phone calls, people are reaching out to us a lot. Rather than us utilizing our resources to have to respond to everybody, we can have the AI respond to it. So now what's the difference between the voice AI and the conversation AI? The voice AI is strictly for people that are missing phone calls. Let's say you're a local business owner, you're missing a lot of phone calls. This is what the perfect voice AI is going to be for. It's going to be able to answer the phone for you, qualify your leads, book your appointments, again, transfer to a human. I'll show you a live demo of what it looks like right now so you guys can see. Sorry guys, my throat's itchy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and show you what the thing looks like.
Hey there, welcome to Test. I'm your AI assistant.
Sorry, guys,
I can book appointments, answer questions. Hey there, welcome to Test. I'm your AI assistant. I can book appointments, answer questions, and take down details. What would you like to try?
That's the gist of voice AI. You can ask it questions, have it book appointments for you. That's the gist. And then we have conversation AI, which is my personal favorite inside of high level. And this is pretty much everything. It's the same thing as voice AI, but done through text. So if you're getting DMs, text messages, emails, WhatsApp messages, the AI agent can be activated and it can qualify leads, book appointments, etc. We just had 12 of our clients cancel. Why people high level? We can go on and create AI agents. Do you, SD marketing firm? Do you? This is old. You don't have to say that. I'm not trashing on you. How often will you update? Will you update what? Emiliano, welcome in. Vlogshire, welcome in. Let's see. I use payment for low ticket, but always invoice for high ticket. Interesting. Interesting. That's interesting. Later, dude. Don't come back if you don't want to be here. Later, dude. Anyway, let's carry on. So that's the conversation AI. That's the voice AI. And now we're going to carry on to the next parts of high level, which is any questions on the AI agents, guys? Give me some questions in the chat if you have questions. But if you're getting a lot of DMs from Instagram, Jay's specific case, you're probably doing social media, I'm guessing. And if you're getting DMs from Instagram, Facebook, like anywhere, that's where the conversation AI can be activated. It is the most important feature inside of high level. Like both of these are some of the most important features in the platform, just because of how much time they can save you, which is amazing. Shimu, welcome in. All right, guys, we're going to carry on to the next chapter of Go High Level. So now we're going to be going to the marketing tab. So this is all, I guess, marketing related activities. So you have the social media planner. You can connect all of your social media accounts. You can schedule posts throughout the month, repost across all of your social media platforms. You have the email marketing. This is what you were asking about Active Campaign. So you do have the ability to do email marketing directly in the emails tab. By the way, guys, we're doing a live demo of Go High Level. Feel free to pause me at any point if I'm speeding up too quickly. But I'm just going to go ahead and try to get through as much of it as I can. So email marketing is that option over here. So you can kind of create those pretty emails that you see if you're in e-commerce or anything like that. Personally, Jay, I keep my emails really clean. I like them to look really professional. I don't like them to have any sort of images or anything like that, because you know that Gmail is always going to filter. So I never understand people that even send emails with images. I'm like, you knew this was going to show up. Like, why would you even send it? So I keep my emails really clean, but you do have the option to kind of, track your email statistics, for your campaigns, what your open rate was, how many unsubscribed, etc. So those are all options inside of the email marketing tab. So thank you, Numanity. That's not your line though, Numanity. Get back to your line. You know the line that you're supposed to say. I'm specifically waiting for it, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much for humanity. You have the option to do countdown timers. Again, this is more for like people that are doing like funnels and stuff like that. Like if you're like, you have, 24 hours before this deal goes away. That's what you can do with countdown. Affiliate manager is if you are running an affiliate campaign, rather than having to go to a different software to have to create that affiliate campaign, you can do that right over here. Again, if you need it, it's here. If you're not even thinking about doing it, you don't have to like touch these parts of high level. I know I don't, but again, it's completely dependent on your actual business. Brand boards, this is actually a pretty important one. So if you want to make sure that whenever you're creating funnels and whenever you're creating, I have to drop out. Yay, thank you so much. But we'll DM you for the recording. Thanks so much. Thank you for the hat. And yes, feel free to DM me and I will send over the recording, guys. I should say that more often during the live streams. I'm new to this stuff, guys. But yeah, I will send over the demo, of course. Ad manager is if you are, if you want to run ads directly inside of high level, you have the opportunity to do that in the ads manager, which is nice. So if you don't want to go to Meta, if you don't want to go to Google to have to run your ads, you can do them directly in here. Again, it consolidates things, makes things a little bit easier on you as a business owner, so you can manage your business. So pretty cool feature. Automation is really where everything really connects, right? We went through so many parts of high level. We went through the conversations area. We went through contacts. We went through opportunities, invoices, etc. So what the automation part does is it's the thing that ties everything together and makes your business work on autopilot. And that's the general idea of automations. And because everything was in high level, all of our products were in high level, when we automate, we don't have to be some sort of tech expert. We don't have to be some sort of API expert that understands, how to connect these things. Everything is super intuitive. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. They do have this AI thing right here, which honestly, we might use it anyway, since it's shoved in our face. But you can create automations directly through natural language. You don't even have to know how to create automations the traditional way. You can create them directly from this. So I'll put in natural language, a very common automation. This is probably one of the first automations you should do. But when somebody submits a form on my website, something should happen. So let's say if somebody submits a form on my website, I want myself to be notified, right? I want to be notified as a business owner that I have a new lead. I want the person to get a message saying, hey, thank you so much for submitting the form. I'm going to get to you in about 5 minutes or 24 hours, whatever you want to put, right? That's a very simple automation. That's, a very useful use case. So we'll do that right now. So we'll say in natural language, whenever someone submits, yeah, you guys can see it. Whenever someone submits a form on then, okay, so whenever someone submits a form on my website, I want to be internally notified. Then I want a message to go out to the contact after about 30 seconds saying, that's it. I can literally do that through natural language. You can, of course, do that directly. Like I'll show you guys what the actual interface of the automations look like. But if you don't want to, am I muted? What do you mean? Can you see this? Yeah, I can. Did you say something crazy? Why am I here? I can see the am I muted in chat. Can you see this? Yeah, what's up? I didn't mute you though. Maybe TikTok muted you. I'm not sure. I didn't do that. But all right, guys, anyone that's new here, we're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. And we're just going through how to create automations through natural language versus having to, manually do them. So this is as easy as it is. It'll take its magic. Always enable autosave. Don't allow your work to go to waste. Yeah, you see that? You see that? You guys see that, right? This is exactly why TikTok. Right. That's sick. That's sick. You're getting muted. Get out of here. You're muted now. Albert, welcome in. All right, we'll press enable autosave. I don't know why this is so zoomed in. We're going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So it actually did not create the automation because it actually wants to ask us questions. So if you go to the side, it's actually asking us questions because we weren't clear around certain things. So it says, how would you like to receive the internal notification when a form is submitted? And I can choose based on how I want to receive it. So I'll say I want to receive it through the SMS. It's going to take some time to kind of do its magic. By the way, guys, all an automation is a trigger and an action. What is starting the automation and then what actions are happening because that initial trigger was activated. So again, a common thing is if a form is submitted, it could be, you have so many options in terms of the triggers that you want. I'll show you guys. So you can click add trigger and you can go to the side. So when you first get high level, again, if you're trying to actually use it, I would recommend you kind of touch things manually so you can kind of see what are all the options that I do have as triggers? What are all the options that I do have as actions? Because if you don't know, chances are you're going to ask the AI for things that it can't do. In my case, we asked for a form submitted, send a message. I know it can do all of that, but if you didn't know, then it's like you want to explore. So I recommend, you do it. Why is this so big? Oh my God. So I do recommend that you kind of explore and you kind of see like what are all the possible triggers. It could be if the contact said do not disturb, or if a contact tag was added, or if a task was added, or if a customer replied, if an email came in, like so many different options that you have for triggers. But that's the idea, that you should kind of go through and you should kind of check out what you have as an option so you can kind of be aware of what's possible. But we went ahead, the AI went ahead and did its magic. So let's go ahead and read it. It said triggers when a website form is submitted. Beautiful. Send an internal notification, wait 30 seconds, and send a thank you SMS. That's perfect. Let's go ahead and check what the automation built. Elia said, what happened? Mr. Geedy, thank you for the follow. The Dusty Foot Philosopher, welcome in. So it went ahead and it created our automation for us. So we didn't need to have it do anything. Now, anytime you do create this type of automation, you always want to filter for the exact type of form. In our case, we don't have any forms inside of high level, so we wouldn't be able to filter them, but you do want to usually filter them for the specific form that you're doing. So you'd press form is, and then you filter for that exact form. So that way, this trigger only activates when this specific thing happens in this specific context. So in this scenario, when this specific form is submitted, take these actions. You don't want it to be like when every form is submitted, take these specific actions, unless you actually want that. But I know for me that caused me a lot of problems when I didn't have that set up. It's like anytime somebody bought a snapshot, it was like sending an entire email sequence, which was problematic. So yeah, you have to filter for the specific thing. Then you want to send an internal notification. Now what's weird is it didn't actually specifically, even though I said SMS as the internal notification, it didn't do that, which again, these workflow builder AI is kind of newish. So, but yeah, you'd want to pick the specific type, and then you'd want to pick the user type. So you can put yourself, you can put maybe a different person. So in Jay's case, he would just put all assigned users and just move on with his life. He doesn't have to pick for a specific user. You can put the message. Well, yeah, I guess you have to put the message for the internal notification. Maybe it's because I wasn't specific around put an SMS as an internal notification that says this. It's probably my fault. Again, what is it with AI? It's always about being specific in your prompt. So this case is no different. What workflow are you building? We're doing a very simple workflow because we're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel. So we're just building a workflow that basically, when a new form is submitted, when a website form is submitted, these actions are happening. So we're taking a very beginner-friendly approach to this. So in this case, how do you want the internal notification? Like, what would I want it to say? The way to do this, honestly, is you can put like new lead, and then you just want to put like name, maybe in the whatever things you're taking in the form, whatever information you're taking in the form, you want to put right over here. So maybe I collected name, email, phone number, whatever additional information you had, you'd want to put over here. But what's really nice about high level is that you can use these custom values. I'm going to explain it in like the most simplistic way that I can. So don't worry, do not be afraid, guys. So custom value is basically like a fillable field. So if I put name, email, phone number, this thing is going to end up blank. But let's say I do put somebody's name. Like let's say I put Lucas right here. Now, anytime somebody submits a form, I'm going to get the internal notification that the name was Lucas, but like that wasn't the person that submitted the form. I want the person's info that submitted the form. So that's where we create these custom fields, which are basically like they fill up basically on who submitted the form. So whoever submitted the form, their full name is going to be right here. Whoever submitted the form, their full email is going to be right here. Whoever submitted the form, their full phone number is going to be right here. And it'll fill in based on the person that submitted that initial form. Does that make sense, guys? I know it's like kind of a complicated concept, but once you actually take action on it, like it's going to make a lot more sense. But yeah, they're fillable based on whoever took the action. Any questions, guys, feel free to put in the chat. We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel, the best all-in-one small business software. And that's pretty much the gist for the internal notifications. So now we have that done. It's going to wait 30 seconds, and then it's going to send out that thank you message. And that's exactly what we put. Hey, thank you for submitting a request. How can I help you today? So super simple automation, great thing to start off with. And yeah, that is the that is the gist of automations inside of HighLevel. Any questions so far, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to wait like 30 seconds. If we don't have any questions, I'll kind of continue moving on. But we do have also, if you ever run into an issue with an automation, if you're like, Amir, I don't know why this thing didn't trigger. Amir, I don't know why this thing didn't work. You can always go to execution logs and it'll show you the reasoning as to why that specific thing didn't happen. So you can always understand your automations. If you go to the execution logs, you'll see the exact reason. Any questions, guys, around GoHighLevel? I'm trying to keep this as a beginner friendly as possible. So that's why it's a simple automation we created. But if you guys have any questions about it, don't hesitate to ask. We'll continue on with the demo. Now we're going to go down to sites. So we have the opportunity to create different kind of sites. We have funnels. We have websites if you want to create them. Funnels are basically if you're running any sort of advertising, you want to control your customer's journey. You don't want them necessarily going to your about page, your contact page, your social media. Now they're getting, completely distracted by their aunt who just got married. You don't want them to do that. You want to control that customer journey, have them focused on a specific conversion that you want. That's where you create funnels. Websites are, again, more so for them to kind of, browse your website and things like that, browse your business. Webinars, if you want to create any sort of webinars inside of HighLevel, you have the ability. Stores are for e-commerce people. So if you're creating any sort of e-commerce store, you can do that here. If you want to create blogs inside of HighLevel, you have that opportunity. If you're currently on WordPress, and you'd rather manage your WordPress directly inside of HighLevel, you can do that. So you can have your hosting directly inside of HighLevel. And this way you get all these amazing benefits like automated daily backups and all these, extra stuff. Client portal is more so if you're a coach / creator. I'll talk about that in a bit. Jay, so don't worry. Forms and surveys, super important. Forms are basically like they're like one page with form, like a one-page form. So it's like name, email, phone number, like all that stuff. If you end up asking like a lot of information, or maybe like you think it's going to be too long of a form, that's when you want to move to surveys, which kind of like it asks the questions, maybe like name and email, and then it'll go to the next page and the next page. So it's not, overwhelming them, and they can feel like, they're not being overwhelmed by the form. Quizzes are really great if you're doing any sort of lead magnets, like find your horoscope, or what's your best, maybe you're a career coach, like what's the best career that fits your personality, those kind of things, which is nice. Sorry, I didn't show you guys. But yeah, that's the quizzes area. You also have the opportunity to do chat widgets. So anytime the chat widget is on your website, this is a pretty important feature inside of HighLevel. Again, remember that conversational AI bot that I said that can answer questions, qualify leads, book appointments? You can have that like inside of your chatbot. So people come to the chatbot. The way that I typically do it, this is like my strategy. If somebody comes to my website and they want to ask a question, maybe they're not ready to actually do business, but they just want to ask a question. They'll put in their name and phone number, right? And they'll start asking their question, and the conversational AI bot will pick up and be the one to answer questions. If at any point they drop off of the chat experience, like they get off the website, they're like, I had to go somewhere else, it will follow up with them via their cell phone. Dynamic follow-ups. So if they're falling off on the website chatbot, it's going to hit them with the same context of the conversation in SMS. This is the type of reason when I say that HighLevel is like the best small business software, because I can do that. Hey, what's up, Crystal Fox? Good to see you. How you doing? We're doing a live demo of GoHighLevel. Feel free to ask any general questions around HighLevel or questions around the demo that we're doing. I'd be happy to answer, guys. QR codes are, if you're like in a physical location, if you're doing a lot of physical business, QR codes are a must. Put them on your business cards. I know for my dad, he's a chauffeur, so he drives people to like the airport, to like Disney World and stuff, basically. And he has a QR code on his website, he has a QR code on his vehicle. Anytime somebody scans the QR code, they can leave him a nice review, which is very nice. So it's a way of generating a lot of reviews, but of course you can take a lot of actions. It doesn't just have to be reviews. That's just one option, but yeah. So you don't have to buy another QR code software if you're planning to. Memberships is where Jay is probably going to live. Memberships is where you can host courses, create your courses, host your communities. If you want to, let's say someone gets to a certain part of a course, or after they complete the course, they can get like a little credential thing. It kind of looks like a high school diploma that says that they, oh my God, they added AI here. They're not stopping adding AI, I guess. But yeah, you have that option to create credentials, which is nice. Client portal is basically like the intersection between your courses, your communities, and like yeah, your courses and your communities. So typically they will go into your client portal first, and then they can access your community. They can access your courses. You don't have to use a client portal. I personally don't, but if you were going to use a client portal like in a different software, then it might be something that you'd want to. Yes, thank you. Yeah. And then you also have the opportunity, Jay, if you want to get visibility to your community, you can add your community to your GoCollab. It gets some traffic. It's not like school or anything like that gets like a lot of traffic, but it does get some traffic of people that are going in there and looking for different communities to be a part of. So if you want to kind of keep yours visible, so if anybody wants to join that way, you do have that opportunity, which is nice. I would keep it on because why not get the extra traffic, and that's pretty much. And you also can do it for courses as well. So I guess you can make your courses visible there as well. So GoCollab is a pretty cool thing. Media storage, you don't really have to care about that. It's more so like you can add images or, merge all your assets in one place. Beautiful. So yeah, actually you should care about that. So if you just get on GoHighLevel, you want to, import all of your, brand images, things like that, your brand assets. You can also connect your Google Drive, so you can just import them like that, or connect to Canva as well, which is nice. Reputation, probably the most important part inside of HighLevel, in my opinion. Crystal, that's a good question. Client she's trying to get SMS. They won't approve. They won't approve campaign. Thoughts. I know they that's a good question. I have to double check. if this is like part of like the band. Like ATP won't approve you. I think this is one of part of the banned niches, but I'd have to double check on that. But I'm pretty sure, if I'm being honest, where they won't allow you to get ATP approved. One option is to use it for get ATP approved on your business and then just have them use that sub account. That could be an option. I'm not saying you should, not legality wise, but I think this is one of those banned. It's like they have a couple different banned niches. Like they don't want HP, they will not allow you. One of those is make money online. Like if I say right now, you can make $10,000 online. I shouldn't even say that right now on TikTok because they'll ban me. But if you see those kind of things, they won't allow you to get HP approved. So it depends on the specific niche. But let me double check. If you DM me, Crystal, I'll double check and I'll send you the article that goes over the banned niches, and then we'll try to figure out how to move forward from there. Okay. So review requests, if you are not generating any reviews or you are struggling to reply to reviews on, when people give you reviews on your Google business profile and you're not responding, this is where that gets fixed. So thank you, DM you. Okay, amazing. I will respond right after this live stream. So I'm not gonna really go through every single thing inside of the reputation area, but you do have the option to do a competitor analysis based on your business. Again, this is for specifically Google business profile, but you can check okay, how am I comparing? If you're a roofer, how am I comparing to my competitors? You can do that here. You can send any sort of review requests here. You can see all of your reviews over here. So if you don't want to go to your Google business profile and you just want to go here, you can see them all. Video testimonials. If you want to get a video testimonial, you can do that over here. I actually do use this feature and I used it recently. It's really nice because it basically you send out the link and it will, they'll click the link and it'll ask them a question. It'll say, how was Amir's service? And then they'll press record. It'll say 3, 2, 1. Amir's service was so great. I really enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll press next, and then you can ask them another question, or you can end it like that. So I actually really do like the video testimonials area. I feel like it would be fire. I mean, then again, if you're a home service business owner, I feel like you should be when you're there, do the video testimonial. But if you're a consultant and you want to get reviews, I think that would work. But again, HighLevel gives you all the tools, guys. I kind of give you my strategy integrated into it, but you don't have to take my strategy for fact. You can, of course, experiment yourself and see, what fits your business, but that's my idea. Widgets are for if you want to, how people have on their website, they have a live widget of their Google business profile reviews. You can have that here. And you can just filter for the 4 and 5 stars reviews. You don't have to put all of them. Listings are Yext. So again, if you're if you're a local business owner and you need name, address, phone number to make sure that your SEO is doing good, that's what you can do here. Google Business Optimization is if you want to, I guess I give you optimization tips. No, now I know what this one's for. So this is for if you integrate your Google Business Profile. We haven't, so it's not going to show. But if you did integrate it, you can manage all of the, you can edit certain settings. I wish you could do that with social media, but you can edit all the settings directly from here. So if I want to add a service or if I want to add a service area, I can do that directly from here, which is really nice. Reporting is all about reporting, basically. So you guys remember that dashboard that I showed you at the top of the live stream? By the way, guys, if you want this live recording of this whole stream, just DM me, and I'll send you the live recording of the whole stream. But custom reports are basically for let's say you have a business owner, or you yourself are a business owner, and you don't want to log inside of HighLevel. You can have a report get sent to your email, or maybe get sent to a specific stakeholder or a specific client, so that they don't have to log into HighLevel. They can just get all the high-level overviews of their business, which is very nice. And then like the rest of this stuff is basically more specialized portions of that. So if you can connect your Google Ads, you can get a Google Ads report, so that way you don't have to log into Google Ads. You can get all the information right here. Same thing with Meta, Facebook reports. You can get all of that right over here. Again, you can add that in the custom reports area. So I don't even know why they make them like separate things, but hey. So if you just specifically want to see your meta, you can do that here. Attribution report. HighLevel actually does really good with attribution. Okay, amazing. I will answer right after this live stream. Give me a second, by the way, guys. Once you guys do DM me, I will see all of them. Just give me a bit of a second, because I'm gonna have to make sure that I, download the video. Because it takes a second to transcribe. That's TikTok's fault, not mine. Okay. And then we have, so attribution. HighLevel does really good with attribution. I don't know how they're doing it, but like I always know when a lead has gotten me through ChatGPT, through my website, through etc. So they know exactly like where your leads are coming from, which is nice. Call report is if you're doing any sort of, if you want some sort of call reporting, you can have that here. You can know how many calls, like where the calls came from, what phone numbers were the best, all that good stuff. You can do in call reports. Appointment reports, again, all of this you can do inside of custom reports. Like I would just come here to custom reports, guys. If you want to create a report, just come here. Like don't go to any other stuff, because everything you can do here in a custom report. But yeah, I guess. Let me actually rephrase this. Now that I think about it, the custom reports are only if you want to get them sent to emails, or if you want to get them sent to specific people. I guess if you wanted to see the reporting like directly outside of HighLevel, like if I want to click the Google Ads and I want to see my reporting right now, then yes. But if you ever wanted to just get them emailed, like you could do that in the custom reports, or even in the dashboard area, which yeah, you could just do it in the dashboard area. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. You can do the appointment reports here. So again, nothing special. I'm not going to go through each and everything, because again, nothing here is special. You can see all this in the dashboard or in your custom reports. So yeah, different options, but you don't have to use them. I do feel like, I don't know if you guys like it, but I love when people that are like, I guess, experts tell me what I can ignore. So when I first get on something, like like at night, we're doing these live streams with CJ. CJ, if you guys don't know, is he's a person that he owns a lot of CPA firms, and he helps people buy CPA firms. And we do these live streams at night where we basically talk about AI with small businesses, specifically Claude Code, because we know like everyone's like, Claude Code is amazing. It can run your life. You can do so much stuff. And we kind of want to just take a very beginner approach to that. And so we have experts that come on that basically tell us like, yeah, you don't need this. You do need this. This is how to do this. I love when people can come in and tell me what I can ignore, so that way I can focus on the things that I actually need to know. Those things are like, I do feel like that's pretty important. So I try to do that as well with GoHighLevel. App Marketplace. The App Marketplace is pretty much the only place where you will go here. Anytime you say, I love GoHighLevel, but I wish they had X feature, that's where the App Marketplace is. It's basically a team of, it's developers inside of the GoHighLevel world. They're not really GoHighLevel developers like directly, but they are people in the team, if that makes sense. Sorry, I messed up my words. They're not a part of the team, but they are part of the GoHighLevel universe, but they're developers, right? Think of them like freelancers, but they basically make these apps that can solve certain problems that you're having inside of HighLevel. So if you're like, hey, Amir, I love HighLevel, but I want to send blue messages. Well, then you're going to come to my CRM sim that sends blue messages inside of HighLevel, right? So these people are literally only focused on sending blue messages through HighLevel, which is nice. And then you have, if let's say you're like, Amir, I'm a real estate agent. I like the dialer in HighLevel, but I don't love it. I need a multi-power dialer. That's when you want to use Wave, right? So you guys kind of getting the idea where it's like, the second that someone says that I love GoHighLevel, but I wish they had X, Y, and Z, that's when you come to the App Marketplace and you look to see if someone's already created that. Any questions so far around GoHighLevel, guys? Feel free to stop me at any point if you're confused. This is a super beginner-friendly area, so the more you guys ask questions, honestly, the more happier I get, because it shows that you guys are engaged. Ooh, I have to tune in, yes. They're at nighttime, like 10:30 p.m. EST. Someone said they run everything through Claude through GoHighLevel. Totally possible. I am going to be making a series in the future. I'm still learning Claude, honestly, at night. Like we're learning it together during the nighttime, just how to set up Claude, how to download it on your computer, how to, make sure that it understands the context of your business, how to have a running context. So how always people are saying like Claude Code understands me better than I understand myself. We're just trying to get to that point. Like I know people are like, oh, but you can create software and you can do this and you can do that. Like I don't really care about that. I just want to know that I never have to prompt Claude again saying, hey, my name's Amir and I'm talking about this, or telling it about my life. I want it to automatically understand. So that's what those nighttime live streams are for. It's just how are people that don't want to necessarily code software but just want to understand understand Claude for their business and how it can actually help them reach their goals. That's what that nighttime live streams are for. But I will eventually after do a live stream talking about how to connect Claude to GoHighLevel and how to have it take actions for you based on that. I will be doing a whole content series live stream on that. I'm just waiting for that. For sure, I use Claude for GoHighLevel, but I just keep it in mind that everything doesn't have to run through tokens just to say we use them. Elliot, we love Elliot. Elliot's like, if Pooja is the responsible person of AI, Elliot's like, well, same person, same thing. You guys are so responsible with AI, and they come at it with a really like interesting, like real perspective. So I'm going to probably honestly have you on when I do the Claude Code high level integration. I may have you on kind of giving some information around like how it's going to take out tokens and all the pricing kind of things, because those are things that like people don't really mention. They just say that Claude Code runs their life, but they don't really mention like the additional stuff. Native automations first, then Claude Code. Interesting. We'll talk more about that, Elliot. So far, season 2 is better than season 1. Have you gotten to the end of season 2, Parker? Have we got to Terra? Okay, we're going to discuss that after, Parker. We're recording this live stream, so I want to keep it on topic, but we'll discuss that after. So that's pretty much the idea of the marketplace apps. Nothing too crazy. Again, if you need something, that's where the app marketplace is. Mobile app, one of the first things that you should do when you first download a GoHighLevel account is get the mobile app. This is where you can manage your leads on the go. So if you want to go on the go, you want to manage your leads, set up appointments, set up contracts, all that good stuff. You don't have to be attached to your computer. You can do it all on the go. One of the first things you should do when you first get a high-level account. Raj, the man. If you weren't in this live stream, it wouldn't make it a good live stream. That's how we know it's good live. But that is pretty much the demo of GoHighLevel, guys. If you guys have any additional questions, please go ahead and ask. If not, I am going to go ahead and hop off. And but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this DM or this live stream. If you want this full live stream, feel free to give me a DM. I will send you this live stream right after it's done being encoded. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this live demo of GoHighLevel. I do this pretty often. Sometimes I'm doing live build outs. Sometimes I'm doing ask me anythings. Sometimes I'm doing a demo like we're doing today. So it really just depends on the day. But yeah, thank you so much, RS or Elliot. I really appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off live stream. Take care, guys. Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate that. Just a reminder, guys, if you guys are curious about signing up for high level, if you're like, Amir, I want to try out a trial, go to my bio, get a 14-day free trial. It's at no extra cost for you. Just pretty much says that I referred you basically, and I give you my bonuses, like a 1-hour call with me, access to my private Discord, and access to my snapshot library. I do make a commission if you get a trial, if you actually sign up, but you don't have to sign up. Bill, my man, he's one of the recent affiliates. He signed up for high level, imported that fencing snapshot for him, so he had all the assets built out. And I did the hour call and everything, but yeah, not gonna glaze too much. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a DM. Again, if you want this full live stream, feel free to DM me as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next live stream. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.